Hello friends and welcome to Chatterfax Games. I am playing Strange Antiquities and I'm at the end of a long week myself, so I'm just hoping to have some calm game time, relax a bit, try to unwind after the end of the work week. So I'm on day 16, Friday. I believe I'm nearing the end of the game. Marion Lancaster. Someone very dear to me has fallen ill. I would like a nephroquant. Do not be concerned, dear. I have used one before, and I know what I am doing. A nephroquant. These were once worn by necromancers of the Five Knolls, who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power became bound to them such that if they were to remove them even after death, the nephroquant would crumble to dust. But today their power is much diminished. But they can be used to draw out infections. However, they will cause braxis if held against the bare skin for long periods. That's not helpful. A lot of things mention death. Five Knolls. There isn't a lot to go on here. There really isn't. I can't really test holding it against the skin, at least I don't know how. Is it this one? Not exactly, but energetic somehow. What is Braxis? Rituals of resurrection. Death and life. There's a lot going on there. Okay, I believe this is a Fortinance. I've casually identified that. Make goosebumps. Tin. Turquoise gemstone. Polished. Hard and cool. Bronze. What's the turquoise gemstone? Stone of water. Doesn't seem that useful. This is the elements. This is weather. Strong sense of being watched. Yeah. Okay. Remind me what the symbols on this one are. Okay, so we start with fire. Then something similar to confusion. I don't think it is confusion. No, fire, ice, and I believe that's insanity, right? No, not insanity. Paralysis. Fire, ice, and paralysis. So this was fire, no, that was hot and cold, right? Cold and hot, hot and cold. Vibrates with energy. Would it be dust? Would it actually be dust in a container of some sort? There's a thought. This is a tough one to start the day on. What's the green striated gemstones? Fourth eye, a stone of sight, seems unlikely. Red clay. Green gemstones, red clay. Warm and smooth, raised detailing. Find it unsettling. The eyes seem to pierce into my soul. Unlikely. What are these symbols? Rough and gnarled. Would you? Do I know anything about yew wood? Doesn't seem that I do. Nephroquant. What are those symbols? It's a moon. But not the same one. Okay, it's a witch sign. A witch sign with a moon. Clay. Engraved detailing. What's around the... Isn't that fire engraved around the edge of it? No, it's earth. Which makes sense. Cool and smooth. Clay. Gold. Withered flesh. Grim. Brass. Necrosis of the flesh. I'm going to... This is my guess. Because this is a withered necrotic flesh. So it's the ring on it. I was expecting it to smell worse than it does. Gold. What do we know about gold? The sun. This is going to be my guess based on it causing Braxis. I don't know what else it could be. clay and gold. And we can't remove it because it would cause it to turn to dust. So this is it. Okay, I got there in the end. The spiral design of the item. I'm curious. Okay, I'm just going to look. It said the spiral design is for rebirth or resurrection. Oh, yep, right there. Right there. Okay, so that's the clue I missed, but I was right about the other things. If I'd seen that, I would have been more sure of that. I don't have any idea how to spell that. Nephrogaunt or Quant? I think it's Quant. Is this really our first item starting with N? Probably. It's good enough. I've had that item since the very beginning, I believe. Alright, I'll put the curses away for now. Franklin Underhill, please do pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. The Twinnings, Artisans of Wood, Iron, and Clay, 2 Market Avenue, Undermere. The Twinnings, 15. The man who dropped off his card introduces himself as the owner of the Twinnings, an unusual, sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments, and jars of various sizes containing ominous-looking liquids and organic materials. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here. Take your time and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have unearthed something very interesting, and I'm keen to take it back to the shop for further investigation. Interesting. That's what he said it was. I am leaving the Twinnings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. I look around annoyed. I notice to my horror that the man's eyes are black as coal. He rushes towards me and I stumble backwards, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab an item to stop him, a Wixic cord. But of course, first I have to dig out my books and identify a Wixic cord. Okay, so they're diurnal. The diurnal branch. They cause a freezing effect in the body, earning them the nickname Medusa Stones. So it's either diurnic or noctic. So I knew that's the diurnal. What's the noctic? The noctic is the spiral, so it's either the diurnic or spiral pattern. Yep. Alright, so I know what I'm looking for there. Unless Wixic cord. It's probably a cord or a talisman of some kind. A freezing effect in the body. Black gemstone, bronze. Textured. Hard but smooth. This is a black gemstone with striations. Ooh, I think it might be that stone hand, now that I realize it. It's probably made of stone for sure. Yeah. Nope, that is not it. That's not the right type of field. Yep, that's not a diurnal field. This is a noctic, which is part of the diurnal branch. The snakes are related to Medusa. What's the gemstone? It's onyx, but that doesn't really seem related. So the only thing we have going for this is the snakes, and it's the right type of field. Low chanting. Seems like there would have been a mention of that. Dark blue-green. Black with red flecks. The black with red flecks is like a dark stone for dark purposes. Then we want the blue with green striations or green with blue striations. Death and decay. Yeah, none of that seems right. Goosebumps. Somewhat cool. Tin. It's not stone, and it's the wrong type of field. Well, I'm at it. What type of field is this? That could be the right type of field. That could be the right type of field as well. Can't quite put my finger on it. Low hum. Yeah, this doesn't seem right. It's not a diurnic field. Nope. Paralysis. This is a mether. Paralysis, and it's a stone. And it could even be called a cord. I'm going to guess this is it based on paralysis. So this is a Wixic cord. To my relief, the man goes rigid almost immediately and topples forward onto the cobblestones. I turn and run, wanting to put as much distance as possible between myself and that creature. When I finally come to my senses, I realize I should alert Dr. Robinson, but by the time I return to the Twinnings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Wixic cord. Witherance, Zephyrium. Okay, I need to move some things over. Make space. I'm slowly running out of shelf space, but it should be okay because coming up on the end of the game, like I said. Alright. Edmund Bishop. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. My grandfather once taught me how to use a Cassander to see the paths ahead, but I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch one again after he died. But the gnawing worry of what is coming has become too much for me. A Cassander. The eyes of a Cassander focus the power of the mind, enabling those skilled enough to see the path or paths ahead. These items do not produce a mentic field as one might expect, but rather the more mysterious selenic field. Care should always be taken with any object of prophecy, and these are no different. Many have been seduced or driven mad by the paths shown to them and have been led to ruin. Nope. I'm gonna set that aside for now. Selenic. Okay, so the Selenic is the double helix wave thing. Alright. Glad I could figure that out. I'm going to guess the tree. Nope, wrong type of field. That was my first guess because of the branching paths. Power of the mind. Okay. Okay, so symbols. Could be a crown for wisdom. Foresight. So this eye is foresight. Blue gems, anchor between body and mind. So once again, what was that symbol for foresight? It's a carved eye. It's not going to be those. This has eyes. Remind me, Selenic is of the moon. What is the green gemstone? Earth and nature seems unlikely. That's a maybe. Unlikely. Turquoises has to do with water. So this is fire, ice, and insanity, if I remember correctly. Small green gemstones. Vibrates with energy. Dark green striations. Moon. But it's the wrong type of field, right? Yeah, that's the wrong type of field. Hang on. Yeah, so it's got to be selenic, which I know is that wavy. That's a negative. 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 Okay, those have been ruled out. Right type of field, wrong type of gemstone, so that's a maybe. No field. Not them either. Not that. Wrong type of field. Wrong type of field. Wrong type of field. Yep. I might default to the one that's moon. Well, no. Potentially. A stone of sight. That's stone of sight is closer to what we're looking for. Yeah, I think it might be. So it's this one, but that's the elements. So the elements doesn't seem very likely. Bronze. Smooth, ridged. Nothing to remark. Didn't I recently get a thing where it felt like it was watching me? Strong sense of being watched. Yep. Okay, this is the right type, but this is my first guess. This is my second, this is my... So, first, second, third for, what is this, a Cassander? These don't have the right types of fields. That's an easy way to eliminate one. Yep, so these are the three out of all my objects that haven't been identified that have the right type of field. This one has stones of sight, so I think sight is related to seeing the future. Not literally, but figuratively. So let's do that. Weaving edge. A weaving edge is used to enter the red night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. Tradition dictates that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. Okay, so this is a Cassander. They've been kind of tricky so far, but I haven't made a wrong guess today. Two S's. But otherwise I got that right. So let's talk about where that goes. Yes. Yeah, I'm okay with all those four together. I'm trying to make sure they aren't too crowded in between. But I think we're doing okay there. I could probably fit another talisman over on this shelf. Alright, Jupiter. Oh, I can archive that. Gilbert Ames. There always seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted out and be on my way, the better. My uncle gave me a ring, and I have had nothing but bad fortune ever since. I'm starting to think it might be cursed. Is there any way to uncurse it? There is indeed. Acoustic purifier. I'd already identified that. That was easy. Lavinia Hawthorne. I've been researching ancient customs, particularly those relating to thaumaturgy, and I am fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you are able to get your hands on a gris, I would be very interested in studying it further. For the ritual of the broken path, a gris is heated slowly over flame. To have full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. The ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It's common to suffer burns, but when done correctly should not be painful. Okay, so Wixic is really the one clue we have, and it can be heated up, but probably not burned. Okay, so that's the field we're looking for. Should put this up. That's the wrong type of field. Granted, I don't know if it'll be specifically a field. That's kind of what I'm going for, but let's also look for Wixic stones. So purple is Wixic. Bloodstone is Wixic. Pale yellow is Wixic. So, Wixic stone. This one also has a Wixic stone, but the other stone is not. Has a Wixic field. Broken path. Yeah, so the Broken Path, or this cult anyways, seems to have dark rituals. No. Okay. Interesting. That was my first guess. Let's go back to a gris. Goosebumps. Somewhat cool. 10. So that's the right type of field. So is that's a fortnance though. I'm still fairly set on that being a fortnance. Wrong type of field. Wrong type of field. These are the wrong types of fields and the wrong types of gems. Wrong type of field, no gems. Yeah. Fire, ice, and paralysis. Nothing indicates Wixic there. Reminder, pale yellow. Bloodstone. And purple. So, fire, ice, and paralysis. This one and this one. Needs to be held in a hand. Yeah, that's nothing Wixic about that. Nothing Wixic about that. Nope. Okay, what was the clue I was missing? Soot in the lower half. It produces a Wixic field. So it was the soot I was looking for. A lunama, also called a moon pool or a heart of tranquility, harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they are not welcome. There is a superstition among thaumaturges that says that a lumina should not be used when the moon is full. It's not known where this idea came from. Right, where's the gris? Yep. A black substance, soot perhaps. Yep, okay. I did miss that. Make sure you examine every part of an object before trying to identify it. That's where I've been going wrong. I don't like that, how that's behind stuff. It's a little crowded. That's better. There's been a basilisk sighting in the hills across the river from Back Barrow. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect my livestock and my village. Better me than a young man with his life ahead of him. I've come to prepare my sword. The basilisk, Siren Ward doesn't protect against the basilisk. Folium. A blade is drawn across the face of a folium 6 times during the ritual of the Hand of Prior. Dreher huntsmen and those wanting to prove themselves before this ritual perform this ritual before seeking out the basilisk, as a folium blade is the only known way to pierce its thick armor. Yeah, this is going to be it, because it has those grooves. This is a folium. So it has the grooves from where people draw their blade across it. Yeah, that's okay. Francesca Robertson. They've escaped. At first my patients grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright woke up. She seemed lucid, calm even. I made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraints. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working or perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew it, she had managed to free the others. We tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. I've no idea where they've gone. Well, that's not a great end to the day. Almost imperceptibly, the casket began to absorb the crepuscular power that had leached into the stone and the earth of its lightless tomb. Okay, we've got a tombstone. This is going to be a clue in the catacombs. Maybe. I think I know what I'm gonna need to do here. Not that. Catacombs. So there's tombstones marked with phases of the moon. So what I'm gonna need to do is set my clock to that. There we go. And then push this button. So left half dark, right side light. Left dark, right light. There's one. It's not the right shape of tomb, though. I think that's got to be it. Okay, so moon. Moon, wrong type though. Moon, wrong type. Now let's also look at, where's my card? The shape of the tombstone. Because that's been a clue before. Yeah, I think I'm going solely based on the moon, so I'm going to travel to there. Perfect. The air is stifling in the darkness, and the claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me, but I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. Interesting. Oh, Jupiter, let's help a customer. Thaddeus White. The witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He'd know what to do. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, a black casket, and I learned that it was a dark article. I should have brought it to Eli right then and there, but I knew he would want to destroy it. I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed, but I see how naive that was now. This casket is far more dangerous than anything I have come across before. And now I hear they are looking for it with their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in one of its secret places. Dread Vivant or Lunima? Dread Vivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. It can siphon power away from oneself for a time. The power rising off of a Dread Vivant is subtle but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent the balance of life and death, of good and evil, of hope and despair. Or what's a Lunima? A Lunima, also called a moon pool or heart of tranquility, harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they are not welcome. There's a superstition among thaumaturges that says that a Lunima should not be used when the moon is full. I'm going to go for the Dread Vivant. That seems more likely. So this is the Lunima, because it's the power of the elements. Invigorating. Something invigorating. Looking for something indicating balance. Causes me to reflect on my own mortality. Dark blue and green gemstone. Death and decay. And then a dark stone for dark purposes. I'm not really seeing balance there, but I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. It's not going to be this. You. This one. Black gemstone, bronze, nothing, textured, balance, life, death. This is going to be it. This is a dread vivant. Well, let me label that up. A little crowded there. There we go. David Schaefer. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. There aren't many people out and about. I'm heading straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. I have recently come into possession of a number of texts in the subject of arcane artifacts. You are welcome to them if they are any use to you. If I don't hear from you, then I will donate them to the library across the street. Library across the street. Okay. That's the clue. I was like, where are we supposed to go? Woodsworth Library is 26. So right here, or here, but more likely here. Several of the scrolls look promising, but they are written in the Draidic script, and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Verona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but she isn't, and I can't. We're looking for a Bebelia. The effect of the Bebelia makes my head spin, and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me, letting words and letters letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time, I find that I can read them, though it takes some effort, and I feel drained as I reach the end. Okay, Water Shadow. Oh, there's quite a few pages there. Anna Bryant. With all that's been happening in Undermere, I picked the worst week possible to lose my Briggic charm. Briggic charm? I hope that you have one that I can replace it with. A Briggic charm. A powerful item that offers hope in times of worry, protection in times of darkness, and wisdom in times of uncertainty. It wields the power of the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the Wiccan triple goddess. Triple goddess. Bingo. Argyle, a vessel of the earth, used in Draidic rituals. Well, I already know it's that. It's the clay vessel marked with earth. But this is, Briggic charm. Because it looked exactly like the symbol, with the phases of the moon. That's how I knew what it was. This one hasn't been identified yet. Gonna move one more down. There we go. Eli White, here he is. I'm sorry, I did not intend to be away for so long. I trust the shop has not been too much trouble to look after in my absence. Well, we kind of got a whole thing going on in town, dude. I have learned a lot from my time in Oxford. There is a powerful dark article here in Undermere called the Nalian Casket. And now that you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother has had it in his museum this whole time. I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We will need to create a Pillar of Calaris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. A Pillar of Calaris is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it is the safest way to destroy powerful dark articles. It can only be produced at a place of significant thalamic convergence. Strength and weakness, light and darkness, align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Corkin's light, the strong will be made weak and the dark will be made light. Interesting. I've had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now I've felt tired and frail, and then today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted on it. A witherance. I don't know who has done this to me, but all I want for now is to lift this feeling of weakness. Probably a witherance you found, so we want the fortnance. This will be the Fortinance, because it has the symbol of strength and it's made of stone. I identified that a while ago, but the problem was when I identified it, they weren't actually looking for a Fortinance. But that was pretty clearly what this was. There we go. That's better. I would like a bloodbeck. The nameless ones are restless. I am ready to hear their voices. That's ominous. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it is not widely believed that such a thing is not but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It is not known where the strange voices that emanate from a bloodbeck originate, but there are some who believe they are the voices of the nameless gods. What was I looking at that was kind of... I was hearing voices. Oh, don't fail me now, memory. It's watching. This. Causes me to reflect on my own mortality. Smooth, polished, intricate detailing. Wood painted to look like bone. Okay, I think this is probably it. I'm gonna go with this. Korkenna, these are used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Korken. She is a goddess of the earth, creation, and rebirth. It is maintained by some that these are not objects of power, but they exude an imposing aura that is hard to explain. Bloodbeck. That's good enough. Maybe. Yeah, well, I'll do that. Thaddeus White. Have you talked to your brother yet? I went to move the casket, but it's gone now. What do we do? I heard Eli is back in town, but he hasn't come to see me, and if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Oh God, what do we do? Alright, I think I'm gonna play the final day rather than saving it for later. It festered and pulsated until it could no longer be contained. Some part of it reached out from the darkness, creating eyes so that it might find itself, and hands so that it might open itself. The casket wanted to be open. Books. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and arcane. Is it in the library? The spoken word. Gonna try Wordsworth Library first. Wordsworth Library is a quiet haven of books and knowledge, its shelves well stocked and well kept, a place where time slows with every turn of the page. The librarian Simone sits at the desk and her focus fixed on her work as always. I found some old books that dig into the history of Strange Antiquities, she says without looking up. It's very old, you know. I'm sure I'll be sure to visit if I find anything useful. So that wasn't it. Museum of History, or the spoken word. Let's try the Museum of History. The Museum of History has a quiet grandeur lined with row upon row of trinkets and curiosities. It's not unlike Strange Antiquities in that regard, though I doubt there's much use here. I mean, the curator ushers me away. Eli and I have an agreement. You know you're not to take anything from the museum. Okay, so that wasn't it. Convent. Spoken word. I think that's the last place I'm gonna try. Oh, it's a theater. Okay. How about the castle? Library and the castle. Entering the library, I'm drawn to a dark alcove round to the right bearing the title Esoterica and Arcana. I'm sure there's much to learn, but sadly, a cursory glance is all I have time for today. Piled up on a reading desk, I find books on ornithology alongside bestiaries of the old world. You can learn a lot about a person from the books they read. Is it 'cause I traveled too much? I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and arcane. Yeah, this is it. Weird. Below. Okay, so I need to go there again. I got it. Okay, so I need to go there again and see specifically where in the room those were. Okay, it's, yep, okay, it's right there. Okay, beautiful. Alright, so I figured it out. So it's below this. Grand staircase, so it's going to be this room here. Yep. As I open the door, I'm hit with a musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls and parchment and old books, but underneath the debris, I find something of interest. Beautiful. Eli White. The museum was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in one of Strange Antiquities' vaults. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Opening it seems like a bad idea. A candle that gives off no light, an anchor that has never touched the ocean, a finger but not of flesh. Okay. David Schaefer. The lake has turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. Yeah, fair enough. But the mail won't deliver itself. I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleaston Castle. I expect it will be more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. It feels all too prescient as we hurtle towards winter and a terrible, unknowable fate. Gleaston Castle. Fear. What's the note say? Fear in autumn. Rising in winter? Yep. Alright, so it's going to be right here. I searched the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman, but In amongst the nonsense, there is some valuable information. Beautiful. Barton Potter. I've discovered the missing piece of the puzzle. There is an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blancothra. It seems humanity tried worshipping them once long ago before we learned how little they care for us. We must take the casket there. Whatever happens, we must not allow it to be opened. Interesting. Eli White. It's time to end this now. Bring the casket to the pit. Who do I trust? I trust Eli, I think. $20. The sun is low in the sky as we arrive at the pit, casting a warm light across the treetops and the open fields. A solitary raven cries out from the tree line, and I look at the skies, but they are empty. The pit itself is an ominous sight that the otherwise serene atmosphere can do nothing to diminish. It is a scorched black hole, perhaps 5 meters in diameter, that has an unnatural look to it. This is a site of thalamic convergence. It is no simple thing to destroy an object of this kind. We need to set up opposing powers at opposing compass points. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. And finally, we need the light of Korkin to bind them. Okay. Strength and weakness, Witherance. Light and darkness. I'm trying to remember which items might be light and darkness. Not this book. Not that book. Let's just go to the index. Light. Dark shadow hold. Maybe not. Sunbond. The sun bond is, yeah. The warmth and light of the sun. Tenebrian cloak. Let's do the Tenebrian cloak. So light, dark, strength, weakness, and what was the final thing needed? Not that. Korkin's light. That's Carrick's candle. Have I not identified Korkin's light yet? The Osik ring doesn't exude light, does it? So not likely. Corkena. Wisdom, Earth, Creation, and Rebirth. So let's start there. Wisdom is the crown. Earth, Creation, and Rebirth. 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 Polished. Turquoise. Painted markings. Weathered. Green stone. Doesn't have an aura. An imposing aura. Small green gemstones. Is there any way Corkin would be tied to snakes? Red clay. A Dradic, maybe? A Dradic field? Okay, I need to clear up some space here. Let me put the maps away. Okay, it's the triple one. This seems to be checking off the boxes. So these are stones of earth. It's made out of clay. It's got the earth field, Dradic. Wisdom. I don't see a crown marked on it. But I don't see a crown marked on anything else either. Gonna call that a Corkenna. Let me go through what I haven't identified yet. Abrasive Meather, I know which one that is. Argyle. So first off, I'm gonna use red because I haven't locked them in from the game. Abrasive Meather. Argyle. A vessel of earth used in various Draidic rituals. Which one was Draidic? It's the same, it's the triple one. Okay, so this is Argyle. So I'm kind of working backwards right now, trying to see what I can do with eliminating some options. Corkenna, that's what I think I need to use. Corbin's Might. It's use of Wixic power. Okay, so that's Wixic. Purple is Wixic. Bloodstone is Wixic. And Topaz is Wixic, pale yellow. So I think of those, I only have Bloodstone left. Eagles, swords. It's carrying something. This is an eagle skull, but it doesn't have a field, and I know there's a specific thing that says no field. That's Wixic, and has the right type of stone. The balance I found. Nope. Nope. Possibly. I think this one is more likely. So if the eagle delivered the gift, here's like it's in the talons of a bird. Yeah, so, I'm less sure about this, so I'm gonna make it green and call this Corvin's Might. So I know I can come back and rethink that later if I'm not sure. I'm glad that the monsters are giving me more than enough time to go through all of these. What is a lunima? Creates an aura of unease. This creates an aura of unease, doesn't it? Okay. This could possibly be a lunima. So we're gonna rethink that. Light of Corkin. Okay, so it's not a Corkina, it's a light of Corkin. I don't know how this wasn't. Okay. Despite appearance, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of the Amphesian Heart. They are objects of considerable power that can turn darkness to light, fear to joy. Noctic. Okay, so let's start. Noctic is night. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is almost certainly not it. I was looking at the wrong item. Okay, so it's the spiral. The Amphesian Heart. So what did the Amphesian Heart? So it's going to be a grim-looking item. Not that. Unlikely. Gemstones. Which ones are Noctic? Okay, blue-green. Black with white. Is that the only two? Black with white and blue-green. No, unlikely. Oak, if I'm... There was something deliberately referencing oak. So that is a Noctic pattern. But I want to say there was something else deliberately referencing oak. pit. Hang on. This is a pit. So just the gold. Yep. So the skull is death, the gold is the sun, and the clay is earth. So and it doesn't have a field, so that's not it. Okay, so this has a Noctic field. This does not. This does not. This does not. Neither does that. Maybe. This also has a Noctic field. Was green and striated Noctic? I don't think so. So this was a no on the Noctic. No. These two are the only ones doing a Noctic field. Now this one is hot and cold with wood. So if I can identify that one. Manus. Water. Evokent. Evokent is about a pound. So, something to do with water. Maybe. That's it. So, this one I'm gonna say is a Manus. I'm gonna make it green, because I'm a little unsure of that, but I believe that will do the trick. So if I can eliminate this one, I know it's this. This is what I need. I'm still not sure about the Lunima. This is the Lunima. Or maybe not. It could be this. This is the Lunima. Because this one has the elements. So this one I'm certain is the Lunima. Okay, Luna's been identified. Manus has been identified. Shin. That's gonna be a Shin. It's a good thing there isn't a time crunch here. Corvin's Might. No. Yeah, Corvin's Might. Yep. Corkenna. This is still possibly a Corkenna. Spirit Eye. Opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Potentially. This is elements, yeah, so of the ones left, that's the one with opposing symbols. Stormward. Metal, typically bronze or iron. This will be it here, because here's all our weather, bronze. Stormward. Although apparently they don't work very well. I still think that's a Corkenna. Water shadow. It is alleged that a water shadow can be used to pass through solid matter, but the art has long faded from memory. The items themselves are often uninteresting, producing only a faint thalamic field. That's pretty faint. That's fairly strong. I think that's probably it, but I'm gonna label it with green just to be safe. Weaving edge. A weaving edge is used to enter the red night, a bloodthirsty state of mind. Tradition dictates that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. Alright, Scythia? What do we know about Scythia? Nothing. Okay, so weaving edge. Scythian charm. So this is probably a weaving edge. So that was the one I thought was going to be my artifact. Which means I'm at a loss now. You. Witch's finger. Probably that. What if I go... Is it too late? I probably can't go to the High Green Church. I bet if I went there it would tell me there was you there. Any single material except wood or clay. And worn about the neck. Fear and paranoia. Zia. Alright, what do I have left? Witch's finger. Corkenna. Exude an imposing aura. Alright, let's go to Corkin's Light. I've kind of eliminated down a lot, so if I've done it correctly. Not the Corkenna. Corvin's... No, not Corvin's Might. Light of Corkin. Ephesian Heart. Okay, so snakes. Yep, so snakes. So it's going to be... Hang on. That's a two-headed snake. This is a two-headed snake. To remark. Black gemstone, black striated. Okay, so I think it's going to be that two-headed snake. So Light of Corkin. Turn Noctic. Remind me what Noctic is. Yes. Noctic. Let me check the field. Has the right type of stone. So that took me ages, but I'm glad I went through my item to find the correct, to eliminate out the ones that weren't correct, because that I would have made a mistake there. So it took a little bit, but Noctic, reminder what the Noctic field looks like. So it is, yeah, it's the spiral. Okay. Let's check it out. Perfect. Okay, so this is it. Before anything else, Light of Corkin, I think. So that was tricky, but I got there in the end. Yep. All right, there we go. Eli inspects my work. His face shows little emotion, but he seems satisfied. By now, the sun has finished setting, and only a hint of red afterglow remains in the darkening sky. The raven croaks his mournful cry once again, but this time there is a reply, and then another. I look up and see several dark shapes circling above. Quickly now, they're here. I spin around to follow Eli's gaze, and my pulse quickens as I look out across the field. A large group of shadowy figures is walking steadily towards us. We can't see their faces at this distance in the low light, but I'm willing to bet that every one of them has pools of midnight for eyes. In the sky above, the ravens continue to grow in number, and their caws and cries grow louder and louder. I look down at the black object in my hand, such a small thing, and yet its seductive power is almost impossible to ignore. It wants to be opened. Suddenly it feels inevitable. The casket, now. But I'm not sure I want to give it to him. Okay, Wixic cord, or the nailing casket. Well, first we actually have to retrieve the casket. I don't want to paralyze him, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not gonna give him the Wixic cord. A candle that gives off no light. An invisible light. I think that's fine. An anchor that has never touched the ocean. A finger, but not of flesh. That's this. And I'm gonna go with the shin for the finger. Nope, or for the anchor. Alright, so, the folium is not of flesh. I'm gonna say those are. So is that. I'm just gonna look through here. There's something about anchoring the mind in here, and I'm trying to remember which artifact it was. Shadow anchor. That's what I was looking for. Right. Nearly there. Beautiful. So that's 7, 9, and 2. Beautiful. All right, so there's the, as long as Eli doesn't betray us, there's the casket. The wave of intoxicating power washes over me, but I hold strong against it. I hand over the casket, and together we begin activating the items arranged around the pit, working as fast as we can. It still takes longer than we'd like, and when I look up again, the thaumaturge has fear in his eyes. We're too late. The mob is upon us. One of them grabs Eli and tries to wrestle the casket from his hands. I rush to help him, but there's no use. They're all around us. The man tears the casket free, and it clatters to the floor, skittering towards the edge of the pit before it comes to a rest on the precipice. A gray-haired woman stoops to pick it up, and I am surprised to find I recognize her. It's Verona Green, the occult scholar. The mob cheers, but Verona turns toward me, and I'm no longer afraid. Her eyes are ringed with darkness, but they are not black. I knew I gave her the right item. back from the dead. She winks at me and throws the casket into the pit. At the same moment, Eli activates the light of Corkin. Time stands still, and then there is a rush and a roar as the swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. The casket is sent soaring up into the night sky where it seems to hang for a moment, turning slowly in the air until with a shrieking, splintering crash, it shatters into 1,000 pieces. Then there is nothing but smoke and the smell of ozone, and all is quiet. It has been a few weeks since the casket was destroyed, but I am still riding high on the elation and relief from that night. Everything seemed to come together right when it needed to, and somehow we avoided a terrible catastrophe. Those who were under the casket spell were released almost immediately. They remembered nothing from their ordeal, but there seemed to be no lingering ill effects, and Dr. Robinson says they all made a full recovery. It is rare for Eli to express much emotion, but even he congratulated me on my strength and resolve in the face of such darkness. He too felt the lure of the casket and was worried that it would overwhelm me. He told me with a hint of pride that I would make a fine thaumaturge. Casket, catastrophe avoided. The casket had been destroyed and under me are safe. Eli White, alive. Verona Green, alive. Rebecca Rose, alive. Edmund Bishop, Francesca Robertson, Bonnie Robertson, insane. Her thoughts are scattered after being sliced with the diverging hook. There had to have been a better way to do it. Audrey Bell, deceased, murdered by own bloodthirsty followers when they saw her weakness. I gave her the wrong one. I could have done better by her. Jack Hungerford, insane. He never recovered after falling deeper into the trance. Thaddeus, alive. He is ashamed of his part in the play. Simone Green, alive. Jupiter, rescued. Okay, so there were some things I probably could have done better. I don't know how I could have rescued Jupiter without using the hook. Alright, that was tricky. I think we probably have just a way to identify the remaining objects here. Tess Sherwood. My father is suffering from Morgan's insanity. His doctors have given up on him, but Dr. Robertson told me there might be a way to save him. She said it might be possible to stop the infection spreading by cutting the poisonous thoughts from his mind, but she said it was beyond her skill. It's going to be a diverging hook. Which we've already identified. Okay, but there was a chance we didn't, because there was a chance we used another item. Peggy Crafton. There's an old hermit living out past Wastwater who barely comes into town. He brings me lists now and then for odd things. This time he wants something that will pull water from thin air. It's not going to be the Shin, that's going to be the Manus, I believe. Manus, yep. Perfect. Cecil Bateman. My lungs are shot. My doctors have told me to settle my affairs. But I'm not ready to give up, not yet. I've heard a local story about the Witch of Undermere and her healing abilities. They say it's dangerous and painful, but it sometimes works. That is... I didn't label it, but I know what that is. It's the... Witch's Fingers? Witch's Finger? It's a good thing I just kind of went through all of these items so that I know what they are. And I want to see a clue here because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if I had gone to the church, I'd find yew trees. High Green Church. 4. The church is old and the roof is in need of repairs. Moss and lichen add splashes of color to the otherwise gray exterior. I wander around the back of the church where an old yew tree stands, its gnarled branches scratch. Yep. The pastor strays into my moment of quiet reflection and imparts some local lore. The tree is known as the Witch of High Green Church, and there are those who believe it has unnatural powers. While the tree lives and the witch's fingers cut from its limbs are alleged to provide healing through pain. Yep, so that is it. Okay. Witch's fingers. Witherance. Gonna bring these down for a bit. Alright, so I'm already ahead on the final day just because of the number identified. My farm is diseased, my crops won't hold, and even animals are uneasy. My old man says the earth's angry. He said I should call upon Corkin for wisdom and blessings. Can you help? This land's all I've got. Yeah, so this is the light of Corkin. Corkin. Yeah, so we're gonna look for a Corkina, which I believe is this. Corkina. Yeah, I think that's good. Martha Chapman. I collect rare artifacts, especially those with, shall we say, questionable uses. A weaving edge has always fascinated me. Well, good thing I've got one right here. I don't plan on using it, heavens no. Blood magic, old traditions, I simply must have it. I think we can say this has been identified. Nope. Francis Mason. I've read tales of Calaris from cover to cover. I'm surprised to learn of some of the powers he could wield. Did you know he could walk through walls? I read that he used a water shadow, but that we have lost the knowledge of how they work over the years. I don't expect I'll get very far with it, but I'd like to study one all the same. Who knows, perhaps I'll exceed where others have failed. Water shadow. really did a good job of identifying these, compared to some of my earlier failures. Jupiter, we're just about done with this game. Gus Foley. I've been studying old text references to things hidden beneath the surface of our world. They mentioned the use of a spirit eye to see beyond the black veil. Something I'd like to experience for myself. Yeah, I've had this one for ages. Alright. Alice Holtby. My grandmother followed the old ways. She kept a Dradic altar in the cellar. She believed in asking for nature's blessing before a harvest. I found a note about a ritual meant to bring abundance, but it needs an Argyll. This seems like the place to find one. Argyll? This one goes all the way back to the beginning. Leave that there. Tommy Brown. I work the riverbed searching for stones, amethyst jade, maybe vivianite if I'm lucky. It's hard to spot them in the muck. I heard about these remnants that let you feel the glimmer through the dirt. Worth a shot. Okay, so this one... Lunima. Let's start with Abrasive Neither. Nope. Corvin's Might. Lunima. That's not it. Hit. It's not it. Stormward, unlikely. Nope. Remnants. Alright, what do I have left? Shin. Pit. Stormward, Zia, Lunima. It might be one I've already identified. Ares Remnant. Alright, Thomas Pope. We've hit a bit of a snag and I've had to shut down the quarry. Our dynamite supplier had a little accident. I'll spare you the details. I wonder, is there anything in your fine collection that could get us up and running again short term? Yes, a pit. I'm losing money by the minute. My thesis is on the psychology of fear, but books can only take me so far. I need to feel it properly. I'm sure you'll have something. Fear. Potentially this. Nope. Fear. Light of Corkin, it's probably not that. Spirit Eye. It's the Spirit Eye. Not the Spirit Eye. If I lose out in just the cleanup, oh, I went too far. Fear. Zia. It is the Zia, okay. Where is the Zia? Right here. I've been looking into Corvin, the Bloody Queen, for a book on historical figures that I'm writing. I'm finding it surprisingly difficult to verify much of her story. I'm hoping to look at one of the bloodstone artifacts that was created in her name, if you have one, of course. It's the Corvin's Might. Constant Spader. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, just shift their thinking a little. Sometimes all it takes is a suggestion in the right state of mind. Do you have anything suitable? This type of meter is used to purge unwanted memories with any procedure. Maybe not that. Lunima. Probably not. Not the Shin. This is something I've already identified. It's the item I gave to the priestess that got her killed, but I can't remember what it was. Is it a shimmer? No. All right, I'm just gonna go through. truth conduit, perhaps. Nope. Possibly a veiled pen. Is there anything about suggestibility? It's the binding seed? Okay, it's not the binding seed. Ecumenical? No. Sextrum? Edge. Cassander, Eye of Carnunos. Going to try the, was it the Valent or the veiled pen? Nope. I'm going to lock in 2 snakes and then roll the rest. Lock in the moon, see if I can get another moon. Or a butterfly. Nope. Bingo. I'll do this one, that seems the hardest. Two moons. There we go, that wasn't too difficult. I have no idea what I'm looking for right now. Shift their thinking a little. A suggestion in the right state of mind. Okay. A binding seed, maybe? Seems unlikely, but I'm running out of ideas. No. A Gaudian siren, maybe. I'm looking for something that, like, increases suggestibility. Morgan's Folly. There it is. I went right past it the first time. There we go. Figured it out. That's what got the priestess killed. Jane Fairburn. My sons are out of control. Jail doesn't teach them anything. A year behind bars and they come back worse. I want them to feel they've done wrong. Real penance so they might change their ways. Yep, Is it the Ares remnant? No, it's one of these that creates guilt. Binding seed. James Herschel. There's a layman snooping around the Blacksmith's Guild. Can't have him poking into parts of the business they're not supposed to, if you catch my drift. I need to keep him out. Lunama. Nope. I can't bear the pain any longer. I'd rather have no memory of her than suffer like this. Don't try to talk me out of it. I've already made up my mind. Abrasive meter. Charlotte Bradshaw. My brother captains a small fishing vessel in Haverog. There was a big storm last month and 2 boats never came home. I remember what the old sailors used to carry: charms, tokens, or things to keep the sea calm. Or at least keep you afloat. I just want to give him something like that just in case. That's a shin. Right, so I think 2 more items to identify. David Schaefer. Rain again, soaked to the bone before I'm halfway through my rounds. I'm fed up with it. I've got a few bob to spare if you know a way to keep me dry. That's going to be a storm ward, although the book says it doesn't really work. And this is a Wixic cord. And a storm ward. Alright, so that is Strange Antiquities. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.